Hi squad members, I am Ash. My real name is Dr. Ashutosh Misra and I am leader of Project Multicultural here at Queensland Cricket. I moved to Australia in 2007 after spending 38 years in India. Everyone is absolutely head over heels when it comes to cricket, and the same applies to me. I come from the north of India, from a very religious city. It's called Varanasi. It's an ancient city. I spent 18 years in Delhi before we moved to Australia in 2007. Me, my wife and two lovely kids. I have been associated with cricket for quite some time. Back in India, I used to play cricket. I played at the university level. When I moved to Australia, I was playing for clubs. Then from 2011 till 2014, I was playing in Queensland police competitions. And if I may boast a little bit of my swing bowling, I, along with another copper, are the only two in the entire police comp in the last 6 years who have had a hat-trick. But what was most interesting was that around 2009, I picked up coaching training here at the Allen Border Field, and I trained and coached an under-13 team here in Brisbane. So that was my association in terms of imparting knowledge and experience to young kids. When I was at Griffith University, I was part of Centre of Excellence in Policing and Security. There I was leading a program on sports integrity. That gave me the opportunity to look into the regulatory mechanisms of cricket, ICC, Cricket Australia and boards around the world. That allowed me the opportunity to work with Cricket Australia officials, with Queensland Police, New South Wales Police, AFP, Australian Crime Commission, Interpol, and a whole lot of other bodies around the world. But now I'm full-time promoting multiculturalism here and connecting Queensland Cricket with the vast multicultural community we have here. So I've had various roles as a player, as a coach, as an academic who was looking into sports integrity issues. So I'm very happy that I've worn several hats when it comes to cricket. The moment I joined Queensland Cricket, the first thing that came to my mind that an 8-year-old back in India, in Varanasi, crazy for cricket, all the time running here and there with cricket bat and ball. And my mum used to get very angry. And one day she got very angry and she said, "I'm seeing you with bat and ball all the time. What will you do in life?" And she's still there, 87 years old. She's in Perth, and I told me, "Mum, this is what I was meant to do." That's why I was running around with the bat and ball as a kid all the time. My earliest memory is, of course, listening to cricket commentary on the radio. But I think what caught my imagination and that of my family, in the mid-80s, father was a teacher. Somehow he scrambled some money to buy a TV. And the first thing we saw of cricket was Benson and Hedges series here. And when we saw lush green lawn, fantastic stadiums, seagulls, that day I said to myself, I said, what a wonderful place. What an heavens when it comes to cricket. Since father was a teacher, I said, nah, I can never be a place like this. We cannot afford this. Knowing very little that destiny had it written here, that one day I'll move to Australia when it will be a World Cup time. Like last year, I will be appointed the ICC T20 ambassador, walk the trophy onto the Gaba, and one day work for Queensland Cricket alongside legends here at Queensland Cricket like Alan Border, Ian Healy, Matthew Hayden. It's a stuff of dreams, and as they say, keep dreaming because dreams do come true. Multiculturalism is something which every now and then you hear in discourse. You will see people championing the cause. But what is important here is to understand that any multicultural community champion has spent years and years building those networks. And that's what I have managed to do in this country in the last 16 years. I think cricket is that glue which brings us together. But above all, this sport has been allowed me to try to bring about a positive change in the society, working with kids, connecting them with cricket, building a resilient society, building a multicultural society and a thriving multicultural society which is good for the city, which is good for Queensland Cricket, which is good for Queensland, which is good for Australia, and which is good for Cricket Australia. And I want to thank every squad member from the subcontinent and from around for enriching cricket here in this country. And I can only say that this concept is going to grow as the community begins to connect more and more with Cricket Australia. We're going to see the concept grow.